Hey everyone, Jordan here at Totally Bored, and this is my in and out series for the month of March. This is basically all of the games that I've sold and then all of the games that I've bought in the last month. So I did get rid of some pretty good games, and we'll go ahead and go through those now. So I ended up selling the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, I sold Raccoon Tycoon, I sold Boop, as well as Endless Winter Paleo Americans, and finally Istanbul. Now, those are all really good games, they just were not getting played enough, and that's kind of the mode I'm in at the moment. If I'm not playing it, or if I don't really feel the urge to play it, I'm probably gonna sell it, and then with that money go buy something I wanna play. And that's exactly what I did. I bought a lot of games. This is probably the biggest haul I've had on the channel so far, and we'll start with the games that I got. Now, if you've seen my last video, a few weeks ago was Oklahoma's annual board game convention called TokenCon. It was my first time ever going to TokenCon, but also my first convention ever. So I did budget probably too much money for new games. But we'll start with the games that I actually got for free, and these were for just attending TokenCon, which is really cool. Now, the first one I got is this one here. Whoops. This is called Ananzi. Now, I don't know anything about this game other than it is a trick-taking game, and I really like the cover art, kind of giving me some Hunter x Hunter vibes. But yeah, I do plan on trying this out. My roommate is a big fan of trick-taking games, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's a cool one. But yeah, I also got this one. This was on day 2, I believe, and this was Carta, Impera, Victoria. Now this is a Civ building game, a very small box, so I'm assuming it's relatively lightweight, but I could be wrong. And that's about the extent of my knowledge of this game. But yeah, it looks cool. I think the art's cute, and I've never really played a Civ building game with the exception of maybe Tapestry, so who knows? Yeah, hopefully it's good. And let's go ahead and go next into the indie games that I got. So at TokenCon, there was a huge indie section full of local and regional designers, and we'll start with these two here. So I met a local designer. His name's Josh Fry, super friendly guy. I really liked him a lot, and he designed both Summonaria and All Hands on Deck, both very different games. This one is sort of an area control game. He did give me a brief overview whenever I bought this. I don't know too much about it, but it's very interesting, unique artwork. So excited to try this one. And then All Hands on Deck is a kind of a variation of Rummy, where you have a bunch of different pirates and you're trying to gain or collect sets of these pirates, and the person with the most points wins, I believe. So looks really cool, really was attracted to the art, and that's what drew me to this one. And so yeah, looking forward to this. Shout out to Josh Fry. Thanks a lot for hooking me up with these. Excited to try these out. I also met a designer. His name is Lin Win, and he demoed this game for me. This is called Knights of Glory. This is a sort of bluffing game where you're working against someone to work your way through like a dungeon, I believe, or like a castle. Basically, in order to progress to the next level, you'll flip a card, and that card has a symbol on it. It might be like a heart, for example. And in order to move up to the next level, you have to play a heart from your hand. You put it face down, and then basically you're showing your opponent that you're playing that card, but your opponent can actually call you on your bluff, and if they are correct, if you're lying, you actually get penalized. You have to go back a level in the dungeon, and then they get points or something. I don't know. It's really simplistic, very accessible, and I just was really attracted to it. I don't have too many games like this in my collection, so yeah, shout out Lynn. Thanks a lot for demoing this. Excited to get it to the table. Now, there was also a flea market at TokenCon, and I really wanted 2 games that were being sold. It was 2 Lacerda games, actually, The Gallerist as well as Lisboa. And apparently me and the guy like 3 spaces in front of me have the exact same taste because he bought both of them. And yeah, hopefully you're enjoying those games. I'm not mad at all, right? No, I'm not. I'm not salty. But I did walk away with 2 games. The first one is this one here. So I have only played Unmatched once. I actually have the Redemption Row set, and someone was selling this one. This is Battle of Legends Volume 1 for 10 bucks. And so, I mean, 10 bucks is super cheap. I'm getting 4 new heroes, and I get to try the game out some more. You know, I've only played it once. I did enjoy it. And so, yeah, very excited about this one here. And I also got this one. This one's kind of funny because I don't really have interest in Magic at all, but my friend just straight up gave me this. He was a vendor during the flea market, and this is called, what is it? Magic the Gathering Game Night, and it has, still sealed, several different like kind of pre-constructed decks where you can play against your friends or whoever and try out the game. So, you know, that's exactly what I want to do. I've heard a lot about Magic, never played it. So yeah, gonna try this out and see how it is. And honestly, while we're on the topic of like Magic and collectible card games, I did buy way too much Star Wars Unlimited. So I got the starter deck, or the starter pack that comes with both Luke and Vader, as well as a 24, or like a whole booster box. Didn't pull anything crazy, but I did get a ton of cards to build some new decks. And I did actually play this once and really enjoyed it. I played Luke's deck and I got absolutely massacred, but I had a really good time. It was very fun. It honestly just reminds me a lot of Star Wars, the deck building game, just a collectible card game variation of it. So where you're actually buying boosters and stuff. But yeah, I do like it. I like the art more on the deck building game. I'm not too big on like the kind of cartoony art, but it still looks nice, and the gameplay was really fun. So excited to play more of Star Wars Unlimited. Let's see. Actually, that I kind of skipped around a little bit. That was not an indie game, but I do have one more indie game to go through. And this was actually the highlight of TokenCon for me. This is called Mantle of the Keeper. So I got to meet 2 of the 3 designers. This is designed by, where are they? Zach Rovang, Ben Levy, and Eric Smith. And they were there demoing the game and got to meet them. Super nice guys. And after the demo, I was immediately sold. I feel like, if you don't know a Mantle of the Keeper, it's basically a skirmish game, sort of like very reminiscent to Unmatched. And there are 6 playable characters, each with their own unique deck. You have this modular board that it just provides so much variation anytime you play it, and it felt balanced. A lot of really unique characters. You have this one guy who is the only character that uses a die, and he can use it to manipulate his attack as well as like card draw and things like that. You have a range character with little movement, but a lot of really unique passive abilities and can hit really, really hard. All in all, beautiful, beautiful art. I think the gameplay is super accessible. You can play it, 2 to 4 players, but you can even honestly go higher than that. You could play it easily up to like 6 players if you had another copy of the game. But yeah, shout out to both the designers and just this game in general. I do plan on doing an entire video covering this just because I like it so much. So stay tuned for that. Mantle of the Keeper is freaking amazing. The final game I bought at TokenCon is Champions of Midgard. So I had like $60 left in my budget. There were 2 vendors there that were actually local game stores from my area. And I saw a copy of this, was really just interested from the art. I've heard a lot about this game as well. I know it's like top 200 on BGG, I believe. Very unique. Basically, I looked up some quick reviews. I didn't look too much into it, but it is a sort of worker placement dice chucker, which I don't know. As I get more into the hobby, I'm really liking those really lightweight luck-based games. I'm still sort of in my Euro phase, but games like, some games I'm going to cover here in a minute are sort of like pushing out some of the Euros in my life. So, anyways, Champions of Midgard, very hype and excited to play this one. Now let's talk about just the new games I've gotten since my last haul video. I picked this one up about a month ago or so. This is Crisis and Control, an expansion for Hegemony. Hegemony's amazing. If you haven't seen my mini review, I'll link that right here. Very much enjoyed Hegemony, and this expansion just adds more variation to it. Excited to play this. I don't know when I'm going to play this just because Hegemony is so long and it is definitely a commitment, but I'm looking forward to that. I also got this game here. This is Harry Potter. What is this one called? Defense Against the Dark Art. So this is actually like the 1v1 game. They do have a cooperative Harry Potter game, but I have a buddy of mine who's really, really into both Star Wars and Harry Potter. And so we were shopping at my local store and he saw this. He was like, oh, that looks really, really cool. Picked it up, and this is actually pretty solid. I do think I prefer Star Wars, the deck building game, as far as like 1v1 sort of deck builders. But this is, you know, in the Harry Potter universe, which is, everyone loves Harry Potter. And it's very simplistic, but yeah, like this one a lot. Definitely glad I picked it up. And let's see, let's keep going. Okay, so I watched One Stop Co-op Shop's top 100 board games of all time, and he had Exceed at number 1, which I had never even heard of Exceed, which is crazy. But I went to my local store and saw this when I was looking for something else. This is the Shovel Knight Exceed box. And so I picked it up and played it with a friend of mine, and I thought it was really good. I think it was, well, first of all, I think the rule book was not good. It was honestly like one of the, I don't know if I can say worse rule books, but it was not good. I thought it just didn't seem to tackle some of the kind of burning questions or like common questions you would run into. But once we got it down, I really enjoyed this, and I felt like it really stayed true to the fighting genre, like whenever you think of video games. And yeah, I like this a lot. Definitely want to try to get the Street Fighter box, or maybe some characters that I am more familiar with, just because I've never played Shovel Knight. Moving on though, I did also get Star Wars Rebellion Rise of the Empire expansion. I have been playing so much Star Wars Rebellion with the same friend who I've been playing Harry Potter with. And after looking at some reviews of this expansion, I was pretty much sold immediately. What it did, if you've ever played Star Wars Rebellion, it basically, I don't want to say fixes the combat, but it makes it a lot more fluid, a lot more engaging, and honestly just a lot easier. It was a little convoluted in the original game, and on top of that, you know, you're getting new units you can build, and overall, this was a really solid pick, and it has definitely improved the Star Wars Rebellion experience, at least for me. Now, let's talk about a game that I demoed at TokenCon. I've never played this game before, heard a lot about it, but this game is so good. And we'll start with the first box I got. This is, well, wrong one actually. This is Dice Throne. Now, the first box I got was Gunslinger and Samurai. This was the same one that I demoed at TokenCon. And if you're unfamiliar with Dice Throne, this is basically a 1v1, well, not 1v1, it actually plays up to 6 people, but it is a battler where you are using the Yahtzee mechanism. So you have 5 dice, you're rolling them, and you're trying to get some kind of specific roll. It might be like straights or all the same symbol, and you have a character, each with their own unique abilities, and you're going to have all kinds of powers that are related to whatever you roll. So very simplistic game, very accessible, and I went a little buck wild with this one. I got this one as well. Who is this? This is the Monk and Paladin. I also got the Ninja and Tree Ant. And then finally, haven't even taken this out of the shrink yet. This is the Marvel, or half of the Marvel Dice Throne characters. This one comes with Scarlet Witch, Thor, Loki, and Spider-Man. I'm a Spider-Man fan, so I had to get this box. And yeah, this game is so much fun. Holy crap. I don't know how I've gone this long into the hobby without playing this, but better late than never. And yeah, this game's really good. Having a lot of fun with it. I actually also just played the Dice Throne Adventures with my buddy Austin. He has it, and it was really good. I definitely prefer this PvP. I think it's just a little easier, a little faster. Dice Throne, the Adventures campaign was fun. It just took a while. So I think overall, though, super, super fun game. Like it a lot. And finally, wow, we powered through those. Hopefully I didn't go too fast here. But the last game I got is a game that is kind of a surprise. I'll preface this by saying the last week or so, I've binged on Power Rangers. Me and a buddy from out of town, he came through and stayed at my house, and we were talking about Power Rangers and decided to watch some of the old episodes. And I ended up buying this game here. This is Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Now, I initially was going to buy I actually don't know the name of the other one. It's the Deck Builder Versus game, but this is like a minis game, and it is cooperative. And this was definitely more my style, so I canceled my order of the other one and picked this up. Haven't played it yet, but really, really excited to play this. I don't know, it's super nostalgic. Power Rangers was my jam back in the day. I was the Red Ranger 2 years in a row when I was a kid, so shout out Jason. I got dibs on the Red Ranger for sure. But yeah, really excited for this. Looking forward to doing a review on it too. And that's it. That was a lot of games. I went through those really, really quickly. This was a big haul for me. I have not bought this many games in a long time. I actually feel like I was doing pretty good with like my shelf of shame and knocking out some games that I hadn't played yet, but this definitely made that list grow quite a bit. But all in all, really excited. Really looking forward to getting into a lot of these games, specifically Star Wars Unlimited. I want to play Mantle of the Keeper again, Power Rangers. I don't know. Overall, really excited about this haul. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have played any of these games, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. I am really curious about Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. If you've played that, let me know what you think. Let me know if there are any expansions you think I should get. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Jordan here at Totally Bored. We'll see you next time.